Thanks, Tom.
Did you eat anything or no?
Those ask for a roll call for those who are present. Marcia Lewis,
Marcia Lewis here.
Elizabeth Kirkpatrick,
Elizabeth Kirkpatrick here.
Paul Schubert here. The meeting is open. We have a short meeting today, and we have the first item on the agenda, 71 Forest Ave Septic System Design Plan is on hold because the
Engineer.
butters were not given notice of the meeting, so that will likely be next month. The next item up is 502 North Main Street, lots 1 and 2 septic system permit extension request. This is a ongoing septic system, well permit extension, and I think the owner wanted a 1-year extension, which the permit ends the end of this month. So I'll let Pam discuss that. Pam?
So the property is at 502 North Main Street. And I think you would all know where it is. So if you're traveling on North Main Street and you're heading out of town, you're heading to Hingham, and just before you see the golf course on your right and the train station's on your left, just before you hit the golf club on the right, if you back up, there's one house that sits right on the golf course practically, and then back up one more, and there's a house that it looked like it was going to be abandoned and torn down a couple years ago. And that it was supposed to be torn down, and they were supposed to build 2 new houses there, one in the front, one in the back, and they were supposed to put 2 septic systems in there in between the houses. It was called like lot 1 and lot 2. It's kind of a brown house, and they had a big garden that was in the front yard, if you can picture that. So I'm not quite sure what happened to it. Might have been some health issues involved or something like that. So anyway, they had the permit, and permits expire after a couple of years. So this one was due to expire December 20th, 2024. So according to Title V, you can grant a 1-year extension for the 2 permits, lot 1 and lot 2. So the property owner was supposed to send just even like a couple sentences to say like why they wanted to have the extension and just explain the circumstances behind it. I wrote to him, asked him to do that. I didn't hear back from him. So I would just recommend maybe that you do vote to extend it contingent upon him sending us something in writing before December 20th, requesting it. I mean, I don't think it's really a big deal to extend it 1 year, you know, it's not like, I don't know, it's not a big consequence to do that. So anyway, I would just recommend doing it. But he does have to do his part. He does have to send a request in writing. So if he doesn't, then, you know, it won't count.
So we could do a 1-year extension that he's asked for with a contingency that the letter is received by the 20th is when that
It expires on the 20th, yeah.
Yeah, so if it gets in 24 hours before the expiration date, so by the 19th, so that we can legally file it, then we could do that. Is that reasonable for the board?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we, again, it will depend if the letter is not there, the information is not there, it would expire. So the pressure's on the property owner. I'd ask for a motion for extending the approval dates for 1 year for DSCPs for 502 North Main Street, Lot 1 and Lot 2 from December 20th, 2024 to December 20th, 2025, with the contingency that letter of explanation is received by the town by the 19th of December 2024.
Sure.
So a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion. Okay, so I make a motion for to extend the property approval dates for 1 year for the DSCPs for 502 North Main Street, Lot 1 and Lot 2, from December 20th, 2024 to December 20th, 2025, contingent upon the request is received in writing by the Board of Health or the health agent by 19 December 2024.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any comments? All in favor? Roll call vote. Elizabeth Kirkpatrick,
Elizabeth Kirkpatrick, aye.
Marcia Lewis,
Marcia Lewis, I.
Paul Schubert, aye. Motion passes unanimously. So we can send a note to the owner, let them know that time is ticking.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
The other part, and we're going next to the agenda, next meeting date. So that would be in January. I still have yet to get my call schedule, so I can always arrange my call schedule around it. And I don't believe we have any plans for for January rather. So any time is fine by me. Would, let's see here, let me just go to January. What would be best, January, same time, 6 p.m., maybe that first week?
January 7th or 8th are good for me.
Fine for me.
Yeah,
January 7th is fine by me too.
so do you want to do January 7th, 6 p.m.?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay. And is Zoom meeting still okay
Yes.
with everybody?
Yep.
Good. I mean, it certainly works out when it's a meeting this short. You spend more time parking in town hall than you do
Right.
on the meeting. The next up is Public Health Director's Report.
Let's see. So last night I went to the special town meeting and the meeting did approve the health department having a revolving account for this the new housing inspection program. So when we bring in fees, like $100 per inspection, rather than having all that money go into the general fund, it's going to go into a revolving account just for the health department. So then if we have to spend money for, like, who knows, like, if we did need an extra inspector or additional equipment of some kind, we'll have that money there. So the program will pay for itself essentially. Oh, look, here comes Micah Hearn right now. The guy, the 502 property owner. One other question I wanted to ask you, Dr. Schubert, did anybody from BU reach out to you and ask you if they could interview you for this community health needs assessment?
I did. I sent back the comment, but I was out of town, so I couldn't do the meeting. So I did say if they want to do it in the future,
Okay.
I basically gave my email and telephone, my cell phone.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to have them just pursue it because they want to get interview 10 stakeholders in town, like different groups and stuff.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
you
sure.
would be fantastic to have interviewed. So
Yeah,
I'll tell them you're back in town and
yeah,
reach out
they can
to
just
them.
send me another email. And it probably got lost in the shuffle,
Yeah.
but
Right.
yeah, we were out of town, which is kind of
Sure.
off the grid.
China's pretty, that's a good excuse.
Yeah.
All right, great. And then if all of you guys could, even Amy on here, you're all Cohasset residents, fill out the survey, like just the general survey, that would be good. I can send it when Friday, when I send my weekly report, I'll send you guys the link to take the survey. That would be great.
Okay.
We need to get some numbers, so it would be helpful. Thank you. So that's about it. Yeah, special town meeting, a revolving account, and then our community health needs assessment. Those are the big things. And then I've just been spending most of my time just trying to get everybody permitted before December 31st. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm just going to places in person because I know there's people that really aren't good with computers, and I walk in there and ask them about their permits, and they look at me like I got two heads, like, wait, what am I supposed to do? They have no idea. So I'll just be like, look, I'll do it for you. Just give me $230 or whatever it is. And I'll fill it out for them. I'll take pictures of their serve safe, whatever I have to do to get it done at this point. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay,
A
great.
couple of questions. Is the community health survey, has that been out on like Facebook from the town? I mean, might be. or
It's
the
on
forgeries?
Facebook now. It is. It's on
Okay.
Facebook now. It's gonna be in that Friday town managers report. Do you guys get that on Friday from Kevin Perry?
Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be on that. It's
Okay.
been on Facebook and I think we're gonna keep pushing it on Facebook like once a
Okay.
week for a few weeks. And maybe it's like 3 more weeks. That'll be December 31st, and that might be the end of it.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
the
we
other
get-
question, the water bottle ban, do you know when that goes into effect?
January 1st.
Okay.
Yep.
I was just curious.
Yeah. You want to be the eyes and the ears, you can let me know. But
Okay.
they do get to use up their stock.
Their stock, okay.
So I've heard from like Olympus Grill, he's not too happy about it, and he may be using water bottles for quite a while. I know he's got a storeroom full of them. So
Oh, gosh, okay. I was just curious when I've been
Yeah.
walking about town. I don't know if I really want to be a tattletale, but I
yeah,
decided to think like, maybe I'll start saying, about like plastic bags. Like maybe I'll just start addressing it myself. Like, you know that
yeah,
only paper bags in Cohasset.
that's right. Yep. I haven't really even had to do much enforcement with the plastic bag thing. Just the mobile gas station a couple times. That's about it. Everything else has been really good about it.
Good.
So hopefully it'll be the same. We'll see.
Oh,
That's it for me.
Next up, the public health nurse report.
Oh, so Joni just couldn't make it tonight.
Okay. So next up is topic not reasonably anticipated by the chair, 48 hours in advance. And I think, Marcia, you had sent an email, and I just got back into town and looked at the email Sunday night, so it makes the 48 hours. You were going to go to a webinar, I believe.
Yeah, I
This
did.
afternoon.
I did. It was Caitlin Jedalina, who's your local epidemiologist. So she's the author of the newsletter I send around pretty often whenever she sends it. And a guy by the name of Kyle McGrowan, who used to be, I think, a communications specialist at the CDC. And the title of the webinar was Community Health in a Polarized Era. And it was absolutely excellent. And they will send, it was recorded, and they'll probably send out the link tomorrow. So I will forward the link. But I just thought it was excellently done. They had Q&A. For me, there were definitely some novel thoughts. Basically it focused on knowing your audience and framing your messages properly. But there were subtleties to it that I really hadn't appreciated before. It's close to an hour long, but the presentation part or the discussion just went on for about half an hour and the rest was Q&A. So if you can only listen to half an hour, it's well worth it. I just thought it was excellently done.
Excellent, thank you.
Sure.
And I think the only other thing out there is we'll see what, I guess today there was a group of 50 Nobel Prize winners that recommended not confirming Mr. Kennedy for the head of, I think the CDC. So that may be an interesting confirmation hearing to watch. We'll see.
Yeah, it was an interesting list too. So, some real notables. I mean, they all are having won Nobel Prizes.
That's a
It's
big
Nobel
deal.
Prizes in medicine and physiology, chemistry and physics. So, and I think even some economists might have been on the list as well.
There were, yeah. So any other
So-
comments?
So
Oh, yeah,
Mike is
actually, Mike
here.
is there, so,
Yeah.
okay, let's,
502 North Main.
Mike, can you hear us?
I can, yes.
Okay, so we reviewed the 502 North Main Lot 1 and 2 septic system permit extension request. And I'm not sure if you heard it, but we tentatively approved it,
Okay,
provided we receive a letter of reason and cause for request of the delay or extension of 1 year. If that gets in the hands of the town by the 19th, so we can post it and review it, then the extension is allowed.
I can add that in before the weekend. I've been traveling for work and I didn't even see that email till 10 minutes before the meeting because the first link I clicked on was not valid. Then I had to go back and find the new link. And then I saw
Okay.
the email.
So it's tentatively approved as long as there's a reasonable response to why the request is requested, and that'll go for a year.
So
I think it's only one allowable extension, so it's good until a year from now, but then it would have to be reapplied for if it's beyond that.
So one of the things hindering this project is the outcome of the T overlay. Has that been finalized? Or?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so either.
Because this property is directly affected by the MBTA parking lot. Obviously, it dumps right out to it. And the train stops right in front of it. So I'm trying to figure out what's happening with that. And I've wrote a few emails to planning board, but I haven't got a response. So
Did you reach out to Cassandra Thayer? Is that who you tried to get a hold of?
I believe so. And she did respond. I sent her what I thought my plans are. I think she's looking for more definition of what I'm thinking. So I think I'm gonna go back. I don't really have a plan. I just want to know what they're doing.
Mhm.
See how that's gonna affect me. But I think I will. I think I've generated an idea of what could happen, and I'll send that out to her. And hopefully get a response.
Yeah, and you can copy me on it, and then I'll push her if we don't hear from her.
Okay. That sounds good. So I'll do both of those things before the weekend.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right.
Great, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
And then one other thing Amy reminded me is the approval of the minutes, meeting minutes.
Oh, that's right. It's on the previous page. Yes. So I flipped to the next page, and when I printed it, it skipped over to the next page. As for approval of the minutes from November 12, 2024, were there any discussion on that? Okay, so I'd ask for a motion to approve the minutes of November 12, 2024, Cohasset Board of Public Health.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the November 12th, 2024 meeting of the Cohasset Board of Health.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor? Well, roll call vote. Marcia Lewis,
Marcia Lewis, aye.
Elizabeth Kirkpatrick,
Elizabeth Kirkpatrick, aye.
Paul Schubert, aye. Motion passes unanimously. And are there any other comments?
Let me just show you one thing, just
Okay.
to for the meeting. You guys can see my screen, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
So I think, see how it says join online? That takes you to that Teams.
Yeah.
So
that's
you
what I'm
actually,
doing. Yeah,
yeah, you have to actually click like on that part, and that takes you to Zoom.
okay.
Oh,
Right.
So it's kind of confusing, just for next time. So yeah, it's like tempting. It says join online. like
Yeah,
it's
no, I had a
luring
big
you in
join,
there.
right, yeah.
Don't do it.
okay.
Okay, thanks.
Don't do it.
All right, that's it.
Okay,
Me.
I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
My second,
All in favor, roll call vote. Marcia,
Marcia Lewis, aye.
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth Kirkpatrick, aye.
Paul Schubert, aye. Motion passes unanimously. We'll see you next month, and I'll get over my jet lag. I hope.
Happy
Right.
holidays, everyone.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.